Good morning and welcome to Cindy's Kitchen. So glad you're here. Look, see, Cindy's Kitchen. I have a big pot today. So, good to see everyone. So, about an inch of water in the bottom of my pot. I'm gonna put the steamer basket on top of that. I'm gonna take the little tube of meat, a little lower, but okay, good. Take my knife, I'm gonna run it. Die. Okay, there we go. It's easier when it's on the cutting board. Okay. I didn't slice my hand open, so that's a good thing. Okay, I cut it down the middle. Love my kettle. I do too. It's very nice. Okay, look, we're not touching meat. We're not touching meat. There we go. La la la. Okay, now again, take your aggressions out. Take your aggressions out. Actually, like I said, we're just kind of breaking it up so it's not a tube in there. And it's across the bottom of the pan, okay? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Salt and pepper for your poppycock. Okay, again, you don't need to mix that up. Oh, la la la, something happened. Okay, hey Lori, good morning. Okay, now I'm gonna put the lid on it. We're gonna bring it to a boil. So that's the first thing we're gonna do. The second thing, we'll come back to it because it's almost done. The second thing we're gonna make is some skillet corn. Now, I had gone to the farmer's market, and when I do, I usually load up. But then you don't use everything, and so I had 6 ears of corn, fresh corn, and I'm like, oh, I need to use that up because you don't want it to go bad. So, shucked. Cut the corn off. Here it is in this bowl, okay? So this is just fresh corn that is quite lovely. So I'm gonna do skillet corn with this. Now, what is skillet corn, you say? Wait, there we go. Oh, somebody turn that on. Dadgummit. Okay. Okay, so here we go, my cast iron skillet. I highly recommend a cast iron skillet when you're making skillet corn. Is it required? No, I just really think you get a better sear and caramelization when you're using a cast iron skillet, especially for skillet corn. All right, I've got 2 tablespoons of butter. Look at the butter in there. Can you see the butter? I hadn't even turned the stove on. It's just the ambient heat from the other burners, okay? So I don't wanna mess up my cutting board. Okay, so I'm gonna dump my corn in, look at that, over the butter. La la la, hello corn. Okay, so the corn goes in, obviously salt and pepper. Wait, let me smooth it out a little bit. Okay, salt, pepper, and a little sugar, okay? We're just gonna put a little sugar. Now the sugar, there's already sugar in corn. You know this, right? There's already sugar in corn, but this is gonna help, again, the caramelization because we're gonna make it turn brown, okay? On the skillet it goes. Oh, hold on, this one requires me to light it. Okay. All right, corn is going. Look at that. We have hamburger going. We have 4 pounds of hamburger cooking, and now we've got fresh corn, okay? So there we go. Jennifer Miller is watching. Hello, Jennifer. Let's take a sip of coffee. Whew, I'm tired. Okay, let's move on. Before I move on, welcome. You know what I didn't say? If you're brand new, we are so excited that you're here. And if you are brand new, please say hello. Tell us where you're from. The other thing is, there are 63 of you watching right now. 63 of you have not said hello. We don't like lurkers on Cindy's Kitchen. We're a big family. I want you to be able to say hi, join the family, ask questions if you have some, because I'd love to answer them. Make suggestions. Do whatever you need. If you are brand new and you're looking for past episodes and recipes so they can see the recipes, then go to Cindy's Kitchen YouTube channel and subscribe. I think we're only 5 people away from 200. Anyway, and then if you subscribe and hit the notifications, every time we post a recipe, it gives you a little ding and you can go see. Mars from Pittsburgh, Edgar. Hola from Mexico. Nice to see you. Sharon, good morning. Thunder Bay. Oh, yes, Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada. I love that. Brianna from Philadelphia. Welcome, welcome. Okay, this is not cooking, but I have to ask because you know my life. Lori, you're from Maryland. How nice. You're the crab cake lady, right? You're going to try that recipe. It's easy. Do any of you do? I'm listening. Tell me about my adult Bible study. Okay, I will in just a second. Vicky, are you from Oklahoma City? You know that I went to high school in Enid, Oklahoma, and I went to law school at OU. I went to undergrad too. Do any of you do these? Because you know I've been telling you I do my diamond dots. Okay, so that's one I thought I'd show off. I do these every morning. I work on these. That's the flowers I thought I'd show you. Waxahachie. Waxahachie. That's my flowers. Galt, Illinois. Look at this one. I love this one. The kitty cat. The sleeping kitty cat. Isn't that cute? Little diamond art. Okay. Here's my favorite. Are you ready? Look at this one. Can you see this one? See the puppies? I love that. No, no, no. Okay. Do you start from the beginning on the one or do you go in different colors? I'm curious. Does anybody else do this diamond art stuff? I just think it's so cool. It is beautiful, isn't it? Okay, so we've got Hamburger Magic going. We have Skillet corn going. 2 things already. Woo! I have the one in a puzzle. Love the dogs. I know the dogs are great. So now, what are we gonna do? We're gonna do clean out the refrigerator soup. So now I want you to look in your refrigerator because I'm gonna go stir. While I'm stirring, I want you to look in your refrigerator and tell me what leftovers you have in there, okay? Tell me what your leftovers are, and then I'll help you come up with a leftover soup. I'm gonna go stir. I'll be right back. Okay, the first thing I'm gonna stir is my corn. Has the butter all melted? And oh, yum, the butter all melted. And so we wanna make sure that the butter is totally coated. Our little bitty one, we're gonna pound on a little bit. And again, we're just making sure that we don't have huge old chunks, although I still may have some, okay? And quite frankly, I think we have 1 minute and this one will be done. And then we're gonna do the big one. Oh, lots of steam over here. That's why they call it a steamer pan. It's like a sauna. Ooh, beauty, beauty. It's like going to the day spa. Come to Cindy's Kitchen. It's like a day spa. Oh, I'm glad, Linda. I'm glad you liked it. Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm glad. Okay. Cheryl's on. Love the kitty. Yes, it is. Okay, there we go. All right. Nobody has told me what is in your refrigerator. So now I'm going to tell you what's in mine. Here we go. I looked in the crisper and I found these. Can't hear well when you're at the stove. Oh, see, this is supposed to make it all better. Okay, well, maybe we won't use that. Leftover pasta sauce, pork chops, hamburgers, and lettuce. Stew. Okay, keep telling me ideas and I'll have ideas. Look at these sad little carrots. Look at that, sad little carrots. I have 2 sad little carrots. Hey, Presley from Alabama. I have this yellow pepper that, remember, I cut some off. Leftover unstuffed egg rolls. Oh, Lori, I'm not certain about that. Green pepper. Okay, look how sad. It's wussy. It doesn't even stand up anymore. Bad celery. I have half of onion. Look at that, half of an onion in there. Remember yesterday when we did the cottage pie and I didn't use this whole bag and several of you said I would just toss in the whole bag? I have that much left. That much left in a whole bag of frozen peas and carrots. Remember the other day when I made these peas? Look at those peas. Yum. I have peas. And then also remember when we did fresh green beans and new potatoes? There we go. It's all low carb. dish all the stuff inside the egg roll without the wrapper. Oh, okay, Lori. Hold on. Okay. I'm coming your way. Okay, this is the little bitty one. Okay, here's the little bitty one, and it's done. I tried the chocolate chip muffin pancakes. It was different. Did you put them in the waffle iron? It has to be in the waffle iron to make it work. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Before we make our soup, we're gonna do the big ta-da. Remember, baking sheet, cookie sheet, whatever you got, okay? I'm gonna take the lid off. Oh, steam everywhere. See, this is not, I did it before or somebody did it for me. Did it puff up, Kimberly? I mean, ours was awesome, but I don't know. All right, look at my hamburger meat. Can you see? I'm gonna come a little closer. Can you see the hamburger meat? There it is. I'm gonna dump it out, and see? I'm gonna dump it out on my sheet, and then look in there. Oops. Can you? I don't want to throw the water at you, but there it is. There's the greasy, icky water, not on my meat. Okay. So now I'm gonna put this over here. Now this isn't very much meat, especially considering we got another 3 pounds coming. So it was a waffle. It was good, huh? Okay. So if you have any other larger chunks, like look at that. Look at that chunk. I don't like the chunks. So I'll get my wooden spoon over here in a second. I'm gonna shove it all this way. I still want it separated out because I want this to cool, okay? And there you go. When this cools, this is just 1 pound of hamburger meat, okay? So when this cools, you would just take this, put it in a freezer bag, and look, there you go. There you go. Hot pot directly on my counter. Yeah, no, it's not granite, but it's that man-made granite. It's fine. Okay, so there you go. I'm gonna just set this right here because I may need that. Hold on. Mike, okay, the corn is getting a lovely brown. It's so good, it's so good. Okay, we gotta do the soup. So here's what I'm gonna do. Soup pot. Here we go, soup pot. We're gonna need a little oil. You can use olive oil, you can use canola oil, you can use vegetable oil, you can use butter, you can use bacon fat, whatever you want. But about a tablespoon of butter or oil. Okay, we'll just leave that there. Now, obviously we want to put this on and heat it up. So while we do that, I'm gonna chop up some stuff. Okay? Ta-da! Okay, leftover soup. Here we go. Remember that leftover onion that I had? Look, a half of onion, and it's looking a little yucky. But that's okay, all right? I need that pot for my meat. Oh, yes, you do. It's so easy. All right, make sure you have your trash, like my Polish pottery, isn't that pretty? Make sure you have your trash bowl, and that way you're not running or making a big, huge mess, okay? Now, I'm just gonna slice this up, actually dice it up, because I like, those of you who know me, the perfect bite, right? Everything needs to be in the perfect bite. So I tend to chop everything up in smaller pieces. Okay, here's a little bowl. That's the bowl I had my corn in. I'm gonna put the onion in here. The next thing I had was sad celery, right? I'm gonna cut off the ends, but not, look at that. You see the leaves on the celery? Those are lovely. Do not throw those away. Those are quite delicious. So I'm just gonna do a strip, and I'll show you. Look, I just cut it like that. Just easier to dice, right? I do see a lot of new faces. If you're new, say hello and tell us where you're from. All right, so I'm just gonna do a small dice on my celery. And again, you say, why use 2? And the answer is, this is clean out the refrigerator soup. So it's whatever you have in your refrigerator, we're gonna make it work. Sharon Bailey, you probably have the easiest route because you have leftover stew. And so leftover stew is great because it's basically you have a soup already. So then it's just adding some other things to make it look different. And that's the whole thing. Okay, that yellow pepper that I had, It's getting kind of, it's kind of sad too. Okay? It's sad. Boo-hoo, sad. All right, so here we go. I just cut that off. The yellow bell peppers, to me, yellow and red, are sweeter. New Jersey? Eva, hello. We have Deanne just moved from New Jersey to Texas. Pleasanton, Kansas. Croft, Nebraska. Portsmouth, Virginia. Hello, Arkansas. So Nebraska. Let me just say that I went to OU for law school, undergraduate and law school. And so we played you guys a lot. Arkansas, we played you too. Back then, it was a big deal. Okay, so there we go. Look, I just diced it up again. You want everything in kind of similar pieces. Alabama. I just finished watching that series, Heart of Dixie. It was so silly, but it was so fun. Canada, Georgia. And now, okay, so what do we have? Onion. We have celery. We have pepper. Oh, we're gonna need these carrots. Sad carrots. Cindy, are you not gonna peel the carrots? No. I rarely do. I wash them when I get them home to get off any dirt or anything like that. Quite frankly, there's really nothing wrong with the peel. And if I have a vegetable peeler, I mean, that's fine. Kentucky, wow. Beech Grove. I don't know that I've heard of Beech Grove. So that's kind of cool to meet somebody from there. All right, so again, just dicing. I want perfect bites because this is soup. This is not a stew. Okay. Okay. And then the last thing I'm gonna put in here is some garlic. Now, you guys know, if you're new, you don't know, but I use roasted garlic for everything. And you can go back and look and see how to do roasted garlic. And I keep it in this little container covered in olive oil. So I'll dish some out just so you can see what it looks like. Roasted garlic does not have that bitter flavor. It's very sweet. How do I wash my veggies? With a brush. You just take like a vegetable brush. I'm gonna put a lot of garlic in here. Okay, there we go. I put like 4 or 5 cloves. I love garlic too. Okay, there it is. So now, oh, corn. Yum. Okay. Ow, ow, ow. Hot. The oil is hot. You ready? Here we go. Oh, do you hear the sizzle? Do you hear the sizzle? It's so good. All right. Again, we gotta season. What do we season? A little salt, a little pepper. Now, I don't want to get too crazy on my seasonings because remember, it's clean out the refrigerator day. So I already have a lot of seasonings in the stuff that I made. All right, so now let's look. We need those to soften. So 2 or 3 minutes. We just want them to soften up a little bit. That being said, what else are we gonna put in? Remember I told you I had these leftover peas. Look at those little field peas, so good. They're actually called creamer peas. And we cooked those, yummy. I actually put some cilantro in there. We did fresh green beans and new potatoes earlier this week, so I have those. I'm not gonna do anything to them. See the liquid in there? I'm gonna pour that in too. And then, of course, the little bit of frozen peas and carrots from yesterday's cottage pie. I think, because I don't have any meat in the refrigerator, we ate all that. I'm gonna go ahead and use this pound of hamburger meat. Since it's already cooked and we have it right here, right? So there you go. We're gonna use the hamburger meat that we've already made. Now that being said, we still need a sauce to bring it all together. Because really, if we're just dumping it all in the pot, everybody's gonna recognize it's the exact same thing that you already made, right? Okay, that being said, if you're using chicken, obviously you can put in some chicken stock. You might try a can of Cremo's chicken soup, whisk it up a little bit, and then pour that in there. It'll make it a creamy stock. Remember, if you're out of chicken stock, the cheapest and kind of a go-to is the powdered bouillon. You know, I always hated those bouillon cubes, trying to get them open. And this is like a big old thing of powdered bouillon. So, you know, it's very easy. And quite frankly, it's cheaper to use this than to continually buy those cans that, you know, those are kind of pricey sometimes, right? All right, so that's an option if you're using chicken, if you're using turkey. I don't know what's left over in your fridge. If you're using beef, like Sharon's got leftover beef stew, Sharon, you might want to take your meat out of the beef stew and give it a rough chop, and that way it looks totally different, right? So you certainly can do that. If you've got leftover pork, like leftover sausage, just dice that up and throw that in. And of course, we made hamburger meat this morning. So if you already made hamburger meat, like you have leftover taco meat, put that in there. Now, I had some tomatoes that were going bad. Oh, gasp. You let tomatoes go bad, Cindy? I did. I let tomatoes go bad. And so what I did is this. I just took my blender. I just cut up the tomatoes. I cut up an onion. I threw some garlic. I threw a whole ton of fresh basil and some olive oil. And look at this. Look at that. Now, it's been in the refrigerator for 2 days, so it's kind of set up. This is a wonderful sauce. How many people do? Do what? Oh, did I miss something? How many people do? I don't know. Anyway, how many people do let tomatoes go bad? I know. So because I have this, I didn't lose the tomatoes, right? Because they were fresh tomatoes. They were from a friend's garden. You don't want to lose your produce. You paid money for it, or somebody grew it for you. So now this is going to be the basis for my soup. I have 2 of these, so I'm going to throw them both in. And then, how many people do you cook for every day? There's just 4 of us. There's just 4 of us. But, you know, everybody's got to eat. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to bring the big pot back because I'm pretty sure our vegetables are soft by now. But I got to take this. Oh, it's okay. No problem. Oh, yum. Look. Joe, we started off by doing Hamburger Magic. We steamed hamburger meat so that all the grease fell down into the water and we don't have any of that. We also are doing some skillet corn off the cob in a cast iron skillet. And now we're making clean out the refrigerator soup. So again, just as a reminder in here, I had a half an onion. I had 2 icky looking carrots. I had 2 wilty, yucky pieces of celery. I had a bunch of roasted garlic that I put in there. Anything else I put in there? Oh, the yellow pepper, the yellow bell pepper, and cut that up because it was just what was in the crisper that was going bad. And so I encourage you, use what you have, okay? So now that our vegetables are soft, we're just gonna start dumping in, okay? So I'm gonna dump in our new potatoes and green beans that we made earlier this week. I'm gonna dump in the creamer peas that I had earlier this week. I mean, I know, you probably got leftover peas or carrots or green beans or something in there. And quite frankly, even if you have leftover macaroni and cheese, now I don't know that I'd mix my carbs. So I always either do rice or potato or pasta. I tend not to mix all the carbs together. But assume with me that you had this big thing of mac and cheese, or you made it for your kids and they didn't eat it all, and so you've got that mac and cheese. You can put it in your waffle iron and make grilled mac and cheese. Oh, yeah, okay, we're not gonna go there. Anyway, you can put that mac and cheese in here, and what's happening then is the cheese is gonna flavor your soup, and you've got pasta in there. You cook for 8 guys, cook on a towboat. Dina, this is perfect for you. Perfect for you, because everything I'm doing, you can just amp it up. Just multiply it by 2, 3, 4, whatever you need to do, okay? All right, I have my leftover, the little tiny leftover peas and carrots, because there's not enough in this bag to make any recipe. But you don't want them to go to waste. Why do you buy frozen peas? Do you eat that many frozen peas? No. Here's the deal. You always have a bag of frozen peas. It's part of your first aid kit. So that if you hurt your head or you hurt your face, it's like the perfect ice pack. Frozen peas. There you go. 16 guys. Your grandmother called it refrigerator hash. There you go. Very similar. Okay, so we've got all that in there. I'm going to go ahead and put my hamburger meat in. Okay, so here's my hamburger meat going in. Now I have my meat. Again, you use what you have left over in your refrigerator. The good thing about this is you're transforming what it looks like. There are a lot of people, maybe you, maybe your spouse, maybe your kids, that will refuse to eat leftovers. And here's the hint, here's the tip. It's got to look different. If it looks just like it did, they're gonna go, nope, that's leftovers. Okay, so here's my tomato. Look at that. Oh, look at all the colors, right? The basil, the tomatoes. I didn't peel the tomatoes. Hold on, I have one more of those. I didn't peel the tomatoes. I didn't cook the tomatoes, although roasted tomatoes are a little slice of heaven, okay? So I'm gonna put 2 of these in. This tastes really good. The only thing you're gonna need to add is sugar. I know that's gonna freak you out, but the tomatoes are very bitter, right? They have all that acid in them. And then I put garlic and basil and olive oil. So it really needs a little bit of sugar. I know that's gonna sound weird to you, but maybe a teaspoon of sugar. And that's gonna cut that sour, that acidic part of the tomato, and it's gonna make it all better. Okay, that looks gross. Doesn't that look gross? It's fine. Now, we're gonna add water. Look at my carafe, so pretty. All right, add water. Those of you who are new do not realize that I am a Polish pottery nut, and I probably own every piece of Polish pottery that More Polish Pottery sells. She's in Illinois, but I buy all my stuff from her. Oh my goodness. Now, I'm gonna add a little bit more water. Ta and da. Look at this. It's almost to the top. Almost to the top. Everything in here is cooked. I'm gonna get a ladle. Everything in this pot, look, purple, purple, purple. I know. Everything in here is already cooked. Oh yeah. Dina, unless you buy LeSueur baby peas. Those are okay. Otherwise, I agree. Okay, do you see? Look at all the stuff in there. This is a yummy soup now. And it doesn't look anything like what we started out with. All right, so I'm gonna bring this to a boil. And the reason I wanna bring it to a boil is because I want all the flavors to marry. Remember that everything that we've already cooked throughout the week had some flavor to it. Well, I guess, unless you just opened a can of corn or a can of green beans, then maybe that didn't happen. So this is an opportunity for your meat, because you notice I didn't season that hamburger meat, right? I didn't. All I did was put salt and pepper. If you, hold on, let me get rid of some trash. I got trash everywhere. I've made such a mess. Such a mess, I tell you. We're gonna get the rest of the hamburger meat and this corn. Hold on. Okay, look, I gotta switch hands. My arthritis hands are icky. Look at this. Do you see the brown, how it's toasted? This is skillet corn. Now, can you add peppers and onion and all kinds of other things to this? Garlic? Of course you can. All I did was salt and pepper because really, can I get a very small bowl, please? Oh, there they are. Because really, you really don't need a whole lot with fresh stuff. This stuff came from the farmer's market. And so I'm just gonna put a little in a bowl just so you can see what we got. Okay. Ooh. Okay, old arthritis hands move slow. All right, look at that. Look how lovely that is. Look, can you see how it's roasted? It's caramelized because there's so much sugar in the corn, and then we added a little sugar, right? Jalapeno would be lovely, Joanne, you're right. Look at that, isn't that great? It's got great color, all that natural caramelization, and now we have to take a bite. So good. Gotta try that. Because really, all you're doing is cooking until the corn is done. That's it. Okay, sip of coffee. And then we're off to get the last of the meat. This one's a little harder because this one's big, right? But I'm telling you, the 3 pounds of hamburger meat are way down there because you know. Okay, but I'm gonna tilt so you can see. So can you see the hamburger meat in there? Remember, if you're new, if the comments are on the bottom, you can take your finger and like switch to one side and the comments will go away. Then you can see the bottom of the screen. So there's our hamburger meat. We get our big baking sheet and we're just gonna dump that on top, okay? There we go. The bottom of our pan is filled with yucky, nasty hamburger grease that we are now not going to eat. Okay, okay. Now, there's our meat. We're gonna separate it out on our sheet tray. Why is that? We want it to cool. It'll cool faster if it's all separated. And then again, if you didn't get mad with your hamburger meat when it was in the steamer, get a little irritated with it now. This is what you do. Go on social media and see idiots. And then you go, oh, that just irritates me so much. And then take your wooden spoon. And just quit being silly. Quit being mean. Show a little grace. Show a little love. Don't be so critical. Wrap your arm around somebody. Call a friend. Remember that the old people need somebody to love them too, and they're lonely right now. Make a phone call, send a card. Okay. And suddenly, all of your anxiety about social media is gone. It's all gone. And there's our hamburger meat. So we're just gonna let that cool, and we're gonna stick it in freezer bags, and now I'm gonna have hamburger meat for anything. Now, you notice that I didn't season it at all. Salt and pepper, right? But let's say that you wanna do, if you make a whole lot of Mexican food, instead of just doing, yes, Denise, I put water in the bottom of the pot, and then I put the steamer basket on top, and then I put the meat in the steamer basket. It is so easy. But if you make a lot of Mexican food, instead of just the salt and pepper that I did, put in some smoked cumin, right? You can put fresh cilantro in there. You can cut that up and chop that up and put that in there. There's all kinds. Use whatever Mexican flavors that you have. I mean, quite frankly, if you have taco seasoning, you could use some of that on there. So use what you have in your kitchen. If, on the other hand, you make a whole lot of Italian food, right?